who we truly are versus what we are actually portraying. So we are going to also discuss what are we defending about ourselves and why. So if you see yourself when you were early in your early childhood or when you were teenagers and you experience adverse effects from and adverse responses from parents or teachers or your friends, so you obviously felt the need to defend yourself, right? You felt the need to defend yourself from being hurt. You felt the need to defend yourself from allowing your self-esteem to be hurt or your self-respect to be hurt. And it's fair. I mean, it's absolutely fine to defend yourself because somewhere you're trusted with taking care of yourself and defending yourself. So today we are going to understand that as adults now, when we have a situation or we meet a certain people or we meet a particular person, so are we having this very proactive response which is coming out from our true self or our natural self, or is it coming out as a rebel or a reaction, or are you defending your vulnerable side? Let me explain this to you because I know it's a little complicated. Sometimes some of us are very, very systematic and very process oriented and want to keep everything in order. Okay, so if that's your true self, then it's amazing, it's fine. But if you actually look deep down and you realize that as a child maybe you were reprimanded or punished because you were not so organized or you were not so systematic, and to defend yourself from being punished, you actually wore a mask of being extremely systematic. Okay, and that mask became a habit. And even when you became an adult and there was no one to punish you, you still kept on being extremely systematic and extremely put everything in order. Or even people who are very arrogant, sometimes some of them, arrogance can be a very, very strong defense mechanism. Because what are they trying to prevent? They are trying to defend their vulnerable side. Or if you've seen people who've been very who seem to be bitter, or they seem to be very offensive, and you just kind of don't like them. But when you deeply understand them from within, you realize that actually, because they've been rejected and abandoned in their early childhood days, their need to defend them, their vulnerable side is so high that they've actually made this very thorny, very this hard facade about themselves. This very hard mask, like how you have that coconut, very soft from within, but you have this hard mask so that to protect that soft part. So some of us can actually wear that mask. And one of the very interesting examples of being very defensive is if you are a very like a good boy or a good girl, so being a very nice, sweet girl all the time is a defense mechanism. You want to be nice all the time to everybody around you, want to please them, to be in everybody's good books, is a defense mechanism. And when you look deep within and you understand why, why is this kind of defense mechanism, you realize that somewhere, they are preventing themselves from either being isolated, they are preventing themselves from either being rejected or abandoned. And what, we don't realize it. So maybe as a kid, something like this adverse happened and you didn't want to, you felt rejected, and then you decided to defend yourself and you wore this mask of being extremely nice and extremely, this extreme good girl. Okay. And then you don't realize that it became like a lifestyle, it becomes like a role. And then you get so used to playing that role that even when you grow big and at times it's okay to just be yourself somewhere. But because of this pattern and habit that you've been so used to, you operate from that mask. And then suddenly you start feeling that internal conflict and this absolute discomfort. And you realize that when sometimes you are being so defensive about yourself, other people actually become more offensive. And then you feel intimidated. So then you get trapped into a loop. So Interestingly, I also had this thing of defending myself against rejection. So I've shared this in the earlier webinars also, that as a child I've been rejected time and again. So I was extremely mischievous, very very naughty, and because of that, I had to face certain things. And I remember when I was in the fifth standard, I had invited, I think, 25 of my friends, and no one turned up. So now I laugh at it, obviously. Like at least one should have come, like that. But that time, that rejection felt so terrible for a fifth standard kid, that from that day, I decided to become this extremely chirpy, very bubbly, extra loving, extra likable kind of a person, and made plenty of friends. So like, people would joke that I have an innermost circle, then an inner circle, and outer circle, and they would range between few hundreds. And because even if few rejected me, I still had a lot of people to bank upon. And then it became a habit, and I became like that mask of being that extremely chirpy, bubbly, extra lovable person carried on even as an adult. And it's only within those, the last 4-5 years I realized that that's not really who I am. But I've got so used to wearing that facade that now it's difficult to even recognize me from my own defensive me. And just by sheer recognizing that there is this defensive me, and there is this mask that I'm wearing, to kind of prevent me from getting rejected, and that there is a true me, was so healing, that somewhere automatically I started feeling the bliss, and I started feeling that peace, and that internal conflict that arises when somewhere you operate not from your true and your natural self, and you operate from these various facades, settle down. And I also realized that, when I'm trying to protect myself from rejection, because, maybe as a child I didn't have the courage to even go through it. But today I have the courage to even be okay with being vulnerable, and I don't feel the need to necessarily always defend myself. And also with awareness, you realize that, you are taken care of, and you are secure. And it's okay to be who you are. And you can still, beautifully deal with different kinds of people with different thought processes. So today I want to ask you that what are your defenses? What are your defense mechanisms? What have you been trying to defend? And today the webinar is about more of your own self-inquiry, of trying to see that what are you and what is your defensive self. And this process I can help you is that, look back today, maybe in the night, just look back and think of your most vulnerable experiences in your childhood, or maybe in your college life, where you felt the most rejected, the most humiliated, the most abandoned, or when you were made to feel that you were wrong, or that you were labeled with something that you were not comfortable with, and you felt vulnerable. And to defend that, you wore a particular mask. And then that mask became a habit. And as you grow big, and as you grew big, the mask remained with you. So ask yourself that mask, is it actually even today being able to defend what you're trying to avoid? Are you comfortable with, these various masks?